This life is full of fake relationships, and sadly, you'll encounter them as you move forward. You think you have friends, but in reality, you only have people who are willing to stay around while you're useful. As long as you have value to offer them, they'll call you a friend, but when you have nothing left to give, they'll quietly disappear. That's not betrayal, that's just how the world works. This is an important lesson you must learn. No one is truly your friend if you don't understand the nature of the relationship. When you face difficulties and lose your value, you'll see who stays with you. They won't come when you're struggling, when you need help. And when you rise up, they'll reappear, as if you've just succeeded, as if you never stumbled. That's not friendship, it's just convenience. A relationship will only last when there's a two-way exchange, when both sides get something of value. But if one person gives without receiving, eventually that person will be exhausted and unable to continue. The reality is that the more success you achieve, the fewer true friends you will have. The people you thought would always be by your side in any situation will sometimes be the ones who abandon you when you need them the most. You'll begin to feel the change in how they treat you. Jealousy, the fear that your success will make them feel inferior, will cause them to distance themselves from you. Not everyone wants you to surpass them. Some just want you to stay with them, not exceed the limits they've set for themselves. You must understand that relationships are not an unconditional gift you give. They are transactions. And if you have nothing to offer, you will receive nothing in return. This is something you must face, a hard truth, but a very important one. People will only stay with you when you bring them benefits. They don't stay for love or friendship, but for convenience. This is not bad, it's just how people operate in this world. Once you realize this truth, you'll stop seeking support from people who can't provide what you need. You'll learn to live independently, overcoming challenges without expecting someone to come to your rescue. You won't have to worry about whether people will be there for you, because you've become self-sufficient and strong. Relying on others only weakens you, makes you feel insecure, and unable to control your own life. Learn to create your own value, build your own path without relying on anyone else. When you begin to realize that no one but yourself can help you overcome hardships, you will find yourself stronger than ever. Don't wait for help from those who only appear when you have success. Create your own success, and you'll see that people will start to notice you when you no longer need them. That's the independence you must build for yourself. No one will save you if you don't know how to save yourself. When you're on top, you'll see many people around you, but when you face difficulties, you'll realize that no one stays. That's when you need to stand up and work hard to come back. You can't expect anyone to do it for you. Sure, there will be people who say they'll be by your side forever, but when you face hardships, you'll see them disappear. And when you stand up, they'll reappear. But remember, they only come when you've succeeded. This is why you can't depend on anyone in this life. You must decide your own path and not expect help from the outside. An important part of becoming strong is the ability to stand firm even when no one is by your side. You won't need to seek sympathy from others. When you're strong enough to walk your own path, you won't fear being left behind. You'll feel free because you're no longer bound by others' expectations. Always remember, in this world, help doesn't come when you need it most. It only comes when you've proven you can do it yourself. People will never judge you when you're struggling, but when you succeed, they'll start paying attention to you. And that's when you'll understand that you can't live depending on others' help. You must build your own success and learn to face every challenge without needing anyone's assistance. Life will teach you that you must learn to live independently, make your own decisions, and not expect someone else to save you. Your success isn't the result of others' help, but the result of your own efforts. And when you begin to stand strong on your own, you'll realize that independence is the key to unlocking the door to success. We can't avoid temporary relationships in life, but the important thing is to know how to create value for yourself and not rely on anyone. When you understand that help from others isn't something you can expect, you'll find strength within yourself. And that's when you will discover the freedom and strength you've always sought. Life is not always fair. One of the things you'll realize as you grow is that when you need it the most, no one will show up to save you. The truth is, the people you once thought would always be there for you in difficult times are usually only present when you can provide them with value. When you face failure, when you're up against massive challenges, you'll realize that people are only truly there for you when you're useful to them. This is not betrayal. It's simply the nature of relationships in this world. You must understand, no one will come to save you but yourself. When you're at rock bottom, no one will come to share the burden with you. You won't get the comforting words or encouragement you expect. People won't come when you're weak, when you need help. That's when you realize that in this world, no one will step up to save you. No one will do the things you need to do. They won't be there for you when you face difficulties, and they won't extend a helping hand when you need it most. This can be painful, but it's also a valuable lesson you must learn. When you need it most, you'll find that this world has no room for people who just come to share your burden. The truth is, when you need help the most, people won't show up right away. They'll leave you alone, and that's when you need to stand up by yourself. They won't help you, not for friendship, but because life doesn't care about your weakness or failure. People will only stand by you when you're strong, when you can offer them something they need. Look at yourself and understand that you are the only one who can change your circumstances. No one will come and help you stand up. Don't expect others to do the things that need to be done. People won't help you unless you prove that you can overcome the challenge by yourself. They don't care how you're struggling with life. They only care if you can help them. When you no longer have value for them, they'll leave you behind. The people you thought would always be by your side in tough times may be the first to turn their backs when you have nothing left to give them. When you fail, when you stumble, when you have no energy left, you'll feel the silence from those you once trusted. They won't help you, they won't support you, and that's when you have to stand up on your own. Fight by yourself to overcome the challenge. Don't wait for someone to come to your rescue, because they won't. Success and failure are things you will have to face alone. No one can go through hardships for you. No one can overcome challenges for you. They may be with you when you're on top, but when you hit rock bottom, they won't be there anymore. That's a reality you need to face. When you need help the most, you won't get anything, and it's in that moment that you'll realize the true strength lies within yourself. Life will never be easy. You'll face failure, you'll face difficulties, and you'll feel lonely during those tough times. But it's in those moments that you'll understand no one can overcome challenges for you. You have to stand up on your own. Fight by yourself. Don't wait for anyone to come and help. They won't come. They won't stand by you when you need them most. And when you begin to understand this, you realize that independence and self-reliance are the key elements to building success. When you learn to overcome difficulties by yourself, you'll feel stronger than ever. You'll realize you don't need anyone else's help to achieve your goals. You won't be afraid of standing alone because you've learned to trust yourself. You'll understand that strength doesn't come from relying on others, but from the ability to overcome every challenge on your own. Ultimately, when you stand strong on your own, you'll realize that you can do anything if you believe in yourself. You won't need to wait for someone to come to save you. You'll save yourself. When you learn to stand firm, you'll never have to worry about someone abandoning you. You will always stand strong, no matter the difficulty. The truth is, life doesn't have timely help. That's why you must rise on your own. Don't wait for someone to save you because they won't come. Only you can change your life. Learn to stand up and create your own success. When you do that, you won't need to rely on anyone anymore. And you'll realize there is nothing more valuable than the independence and strength that come from within yourself. When you start to realize that no one will truly save you except for yourself, you'll face an important truth. You must learn to become your own best friend. This is the first step in building the independence and inner strength that no one can take away from you. Becoming your own best friend is not an abstract concept or a lofty theory, but a practical decision, a powerful action that enables you to live independently without relying on others' validation. You need to understand that in this world, no one can follow you forever. No one can accompany you through every challenge. You will need to be the only one who stands firm, the only one you can fully trust. When you learn to become your own best friend, you'll no longer wait for approval or encouragement from others. Instead, you'll create motivation and strength from within. That is real strength. Every time you feel exhausted, every time you face difficulty, it won't be someone else by your side, but you yourself will lift yourself up. You yourself will continue to move forward. That's the essence of self-reliance and independence. You don't need anyone's help to keep going. The truth is, this life can be very lonely. You'll face many challenges without anyone ready to support you. When you feel weak, with no one around to comfort you, you'll need to learn to stand firm by yourself. Those tough times are when you'll realize your inner strength. No one can go through those struggles for you, but you'll be the one to help yourself overcome them. When you no longer expect anyone to be by your side when you fail, you'll realize that the greatest strength is the ability to overcome any obstacle on your own. Becoming your own best friend doesn't mean rejecting all help from the outside. On the contrary, it means not relying on others' help to feel valuable. You will no longer wait for encouragement from those around you. Instead, you'll motivate yourself, finding belief and encouragement within yourself. You don't need anyone's approval to continue your journey, because you know that no matter what, you'll always have yourself by your side. When you learn to become your own best friend, you will develop a lasting relationship with yourself. This means you'll learn to understand yourself, love yourself, and respect yourself. You won't just be your own companion, but also your own supporter, guide, and motivator in every situation. This will help you build confidence and self-respect, two vital factors in facing life's challenges. Learning to become your own best friend also means learning to face negative emotions without trying to escape them. You won't let fear, anxiety, or failure discourage you. Instead, you'll face them directly, learning to accept and overcome them. You will no longer feel threatened or trapped by negative emotions, but instead, you'll see them as lessons for self-growth. An important part of becoming your own best friend is learning to forgive yourself. You will make mistakes, you will fail, and sometimes you will feel like you're not good enough. But the important thing is to learn to forgive yourself, to accept yourself with all your flaws and mistakes. When you can forgive yourself, you'll free yourself from guilt and self-criticism. You will become stronger because you will no longer be bound by the past. Becoming your own best friend also means learning to maintain independence in thought and action. You won't let others control your life. You won't let anyone shape you. You will do what you believe is right, no matter how many people around you want you to change. You won't follow the crowd. You won't live to please others. You will live your own life in the way you believe in. This independence not only helps you maintain your own identity, but also helps you build a life of freedom and meaning. When you no longer expect validation from others, you will feel much lighter. You will no longer feel judged or compared. You will live your life the way you want, and that is the most important thing. You won't worry about what others think of you. You will focus on developing yourself and improving yourself because you know the only approval you need is from yourself. When you become your own best friend, you will discover that you can overcome any challenge without needing help from anyone else. You won't feel lonely in tough times because you know you can always rely on yourself. This will help you build inner strength, making you more confident and resilient in life. You will learn to stand firm on your own, overcome every challenge, and most importantly, you will learn to love yourself with all that you have. Finally, when you have learned to become your own best friend, you will never feel a lack of love or support from others. You will know that you are the only one who can give yourself everything you need to overcome this life. And once you can do that, you will find that life becomes much easier because you have become your own best friend. Life isn't always something you can share with others. The paths you take, the decisions you make, sometimes only you can truly understand them. And when you begin to realize this, you'll understand that sometimes walking alone is the best path. Don't fear loneliness. Don't think that you need someone to walk alongside you to move forward. The truth is, walking alone is better, because only when you walk alone do you truly understand yourself and truly grow. When you walk alone, you're not bound by external influences. You don't need to rely on the approval of others to do the things you believe in. You won't fear judgment or comparison. Walking alone helps you focus on your goals, undistracted by the opinions of others. You'll do the things you want to do, live the way you want to live, without worrying if others agree. That's the power of independence. Sometimes, the relationships you think are important are the very things that hold you back. They might be friends, family, or co-workers, but when you want to go far, they become obstacles. You'll start to realize that there are times when you need to let go of relationships that no longer fit, that no longer help you grow. Only when you walk alone can you be truly free, not controlled by anyone. Walking alone doesn't mean you have to be lonely. You can still have people around you, share moments with them, but when it comes to important decisions, when you want to make major changes in your life, you must lead yourself. No one can decide your path for you. No one can understand better than you what you want to achieve. When you walk alone, you are the one fully responsible for your life. Many of us fear loneliness, fearing that if no one walks with us, we won't go far. But in reality, loneliness is the best environment for self-development. When you're alone, you have time to think, to reflect on what you've done, to find what truly matters. This is when you can develop your mindset, seek new goals, and resolve to follow them without being influenced by outside factors. Walking alone also helps you learn independence. You don't need to rely on others to succeed. Every step, every decision you make can be a valuable lesson for your growth. You'll learn to solve problems on your own, to overcome difficulties without waiting for someone else to come to the rescue. When you walk alone, you're the one in charge of your life, plotting your own path, facing every challenge on your own. Walking alone doesn't mean you have to abandon all relationships. You can still love, care for, and cherish those around you. But when it comes to your life's goals, when it comes to big decisions, you must be the one in charge. You can't let anyone else decide your life for you. This independence is the foundation that makes you stronger, helping you go further in life. Walking alone also helps you realize that you can create your own happiness. You don't need to depend on others to feel happy or to feel valuable. You'll learn to find joy in the little things, in the achievements you've made on your own. Happiness isn't something that can be given to you from the outside, it's something you create from within. When you walk alone, you'll understand that you can fully control your emotions without waiting for approval or praise from anyone else. Walking alone also helps you develop patience and determination. You'll face many challenges without anyone by your side to share them. But it's in those times that you'll learn to persevere, to learn not to give up no matter how hard things get. You'll find solutions on your own, overcome challenges on your own, and that will create a tremendous strength within you. When you walk alone, you'll see that every obstacle can be overcome as long as you have the determination and belief in yourself. Remember, walking alone doesn't mean you have to ignore all the relationships around you. You can still maintain friendships, love, and connections with others. But when you walk alone, you don't let anyone else decide your path. You don't let others' expectations throw you off course. You walk your own path, even if it's a difficult, challenging one. But when you stand firm, you'll see that it's the most worthwhile path. Don't fear walking alone, because you are the one who understands your path the best. Walking alone is how you build confidence, how you grow and become stronger. When you walk alone, you won't fear being judged by others. You won't fear failure. You will learn how to rise on your own and face life on your own terms. Walking alone is how you affirm your independence and strength. You won't feel limited by the things around you. You'll be free to do what you want. You won't be bound by others' expectations. And when you learn to walk alone, you'll see that you can do anything you set your mind to. Your path won't be easy, but it's the challenges that will help you grow and become stronger. Life isn't always easy. You will stumble, you will face difficulties, and sometimes you'll feel like you're standing on the edge of failure. But in those moments, there is a truth you need to face. No one will save you but yourself. No one will come to rescue you from your difficulties. No one will extend a hand when you're at the peak of despair. This is a harsh reality that you must learn to accept. Don't expect help from others when you're in a tough situation. The people around you may not show up when you need them most, and if they do, their help may not be enough to pull you out of your predicament. People won't be there every time you fail. No one will step in to solve your problems. And that's when you must learn to stand firm, find solutions on your own, and overcome challenges by yourself. The important thing you need to understand is that this world doesn't have any saviors. Success doesn't come from the help of others. It comes from your own efforts. When you face difficulties, you can't wait for someone else to come and save you. You have to stand up and fight for yourself. This is a tough lesson, but it's also the most important one you need to learn in life. When you fail, no one will be there beside you. No one will do what you need to do. People may be there when you're successful, but when you're at rock bottom, they won't be around anymore. This world honors the strong, those who keep fighting, and if you can't stand up on your own, you'll be left behind. You can't live depending on others' help. You must create your own value and overcome every obstacle by yourself. You may have friends, family, or others around you to support you in life, but they are not the ones who will solve all your problems. No one can understand the struggles and challenges you're facing like you do. No one can fully understand the path you're on, and no one can decide the next steps for you. You are the only one who can change your life. And you must realize that you alone are responsible for your future. Failure is inevitable. No one lives without experiencing failure. But instead of looking for a rescuer, you need to learn how to rise from your own falls. No one can do what you need to do for yourself. Look at your challenges, accept them, and use them as an opportunity to grow. These failures will be the stepping stones that help you rise, becoming stronger and more resilient. When you realize that no one will save you but yourself, you'll begin to build a stronger sense of independence. You won't fear facing difficulties anymore because you know you can overcome every challenge. You won't feel hopeless when everything seems to be against you, because you understand that only you can change your life. You'll learn to trust yourself, to rely on your abilities to overcome all obstacles. Self-reliance doesn't come easily. You will face many difficulties and challenges on this path, but these difficulties will be valuable lessons that help you grow. Every time you overcome a challenge, you'll feel stronger and more confident. You'll realize that your strength doesn't come from the help of others, but from your ability to stand firm in the toughest times. Once you learn this, you'll never feel weak or powerless again. Don't wait for anyone to save you, because they won't. Don't expect help from others when you're in trouble, because sometimes you're the one who can help yourself. You must learn to stand firm even when no one is by your side. You must learn to solve problems on your own, find ways to overcome difficulties. When you do this, you'll see that every challenge is just an opportunity for you to grow. One important thing you must understand is that self-reliance doesn't mean you have to do everything by yourself. You can still seek support from others, but you shouldn't depend on others to solve your problems. When you learn to stand firm, you'll see that support from others is only a supplement, not a decisive factor. You won't feel lacking when there's no help from others because you'll understand that you can solve your problems by yourself. Remember, no one will save you but yourself. When you face difficulties, when you feel tired and want to give up, remember that you can rise again. You can keep fighting, you can overcome every challenge, because you are the only one who can change your life. Believe in yourself, trust in your abilities, because only when you do so will you overcome all obstacles and reach success. It's time to face the truth. You can't rely on others to solve all the problems in your life. To live a strong life, you must learn to stand strong on your own. Don't expect someone else to save you, because even when you find yourself in the most difficult situations, the only person who can change the situation is you. Any help, if there is any, is merely supplementary. You are the one who decides your success or failure. The reason you need to learn to stand strong on your own is that life is full of challenges. You may fail, you may face seemingly insurmountable difficulties. But when you understand that no one will come to help you, you'll start to develop inner strength without depending on anyone. You'll learn to stand up, solve your problems, and continue walking your path without waiting for someone else's help. Life will never be a smooth, easy path. You'll never know what challenge will come your way, and sometimes you'll feel like you're walking through a gloomy journey with no one by your side to share the burden. But even in those darkest moments, you'll realize that only you can help yourself overcome. When you learn to stand strong on your own, you won't feel lonely because you'll have yourself to rely on. Learning to stand strong on your own doesn't mean abandoning all relationships. It simply means understanding that you can't live off the validation or help of others. In moments of weakness, when you feel you can't move forward, you are the one who needs to motivate and support yourself. That's the inner strength you must develop. When you no longer need comfort or encouragement from others, you'll find a strength you never knew existed. Standing strong on your own isn't easy. In tough times, you'll feel heavy loneliness, and sometimes you'll feel like giving up. But in those moments, you'll realize you can make it. You'll learn to accept hardship, face failure without letting it bring you down. You'll develop patience and endurance that only those who've been through hardship can understand. When you learn to stand strong on your own, you'll realize that nothing is impossible to overcome. Each challenge you face will help you grow, teaching you resilience and how not to give up when everything around you seems to be against you. That's why life's difficulties and challenges aren't enemies. They are opportunities for you to grow. Those difficult moments will help you build a solid foundation for the future, and once you learn to stand strong, nothing can knock you down. The most important thing is that you must believe in yourself. Don't let self-doubt take away your confidence. Remember that you've overcome many challenges in the past, and you'll continue to overcome difficulties in the future. Sometimes you'll feel like you're not strong enough, but always remember that true strength lies within you. When you start believing in your abilities, you'll realize you can do anything if you're determined. One of the greatest benefits of learning to stand strong on your own is that you won't feel dependent on others' recognition or judgment. You won't fear what others think of you because you've learned to define your value from within. Self-confidence and self-respect will help you remain unshaken by external factors. You won't need to change yourself to please others, and you'll confidently live the way you believe is right. Learning to stand strong on your own also means learning to be independent in thought and action. You can't rely on others' guidance forever. You need to build your own path, even if it's difficult and challenging. That's the path that will help you grow and become someone who can make decisions, take actions, and take responsibility for their life. This independence doesn't mean you have to give up emotional connections or relationships with others. You can still love, care for, and connect with others, but when you learn to stand strong on your own, you won't feel you need to depend on anyone else to feel safe or valuable. You won't fear loss or loneliness because you've learned to stand strong on your own, facing life independently. In tough times, when everything seems meaningless, you'll realize that nothing is more valuable than self-reliance. You'll understand that you don't need to beg for help from anyone. You'll realize that every challenge can be overcome if you have enough faith in yourself. Strength doesn't come from having someone by your side, but from the ability to stand strong, even when no one is helping you. Finally, learning to stand strong on your own will help you become truly free. You won't feel controlled by external factors, and you'll live your own life without being bound by others' expectations or judgments. You'll understand that true freedom comes from the ability to stand strong, make your own decisions, and take responsibility for your actions. And when you achieve that, you'll find that your life will become stronger, freer, and more meaningful. We often want others to understand us, to feel and share the thoughts and emotions we go through. But the truth is, no one can fully understand you. They can empathize, they can sympathize, but they can't live your life or go through the ups and downs you experience. And when you expect understanding from others, you'll easily feel disappointed, abandoned, or even hurt. The reality is, don't expect understanding from others because true understanding can only come from within you. When you wait for others to understand you, you'll be bound by expectations of them. You'll set invisible standards, hoping they'll know what you need, want, or feel without you having to say a word. But the truth is, everyone has their own perspectives, experiences, and emotions. They can't understand you the way you understand yourself. And if you rely on that understanding, you'll always feel left behind. No one can fully understand what you're going through. No one can see all the struggles and emotions you endure daily. One important thing you need to understand is that understanding from others is not the determining factor in your life. If you keep waiting for understanding from others, you'll feel lacking, unrecognized, and easily lose confidence. You'll become dependent on feeling understood and accepted by others, and this will only make you feel weak and vulnerable. Don't let others' understanding be the deciding factor for your emotions. Learn to understand yourself and not rely on anyone to feel valuable. The key is that you must learn to understand yourself. When you know yourself well, when you know what you're going through, you won't need others' understanding to feel at peace. You won't feel lonely or lacking because you know that you have yourself. Self-understanding is the key to building self-confidence and strength. When you understand yourself, you won't need others' empathy or acceptance. You'll accept yourself, love yourself, and respect yourself, no matter what others think. Others understand